So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're returning. I am so blessed to be here. I'm so grateful. I can't wait to get into your reading. I'm Prairie Vintage, and my name is Linda, and I use the spirit, the tarot, and my intuition to communicate energies to you guys, fabulous viewers. So I'm connecting to three separate sort of energy frequencies here. Okay, and I'm going to ask Spirit what it is that the person on your mind is coming to realize about themselves, about you, about the connection between you and them. Okay, so it's their recent realizations, whatever's the strongest energy pulls through, which means you might tap into your own pile, your own energy. I can't help that. If you don't want to hear about it, or if it's someone else that's stronger in your energy field, then you have the power to go and click somewhere else. That's always in your hands. Okay, now if this reading leaves you feeling uneasy, then you're resonating with it and it's tapping into some place within you. Okay, if that's the case, then just come back when you're able to get through the uneasiness. But if it's not for you, we feel indifferent. You don't feel anything. There's no uneasiness. There's no disorientation. There's no nothing. Okay, now if it makes no sense, it's confusing, then it's not your pile. It's out of your consciousness. It's not even in your energy field. It's out in Zeptar. It has nothing to do with you. And you don't have to listen to that then, okay? And who has that power? You do, to click on what you want, not me. I have no power over what pulls through here. The only thing I'm going to do is ask the question, and that's exactly what I put in the thumbnail, or what I ask. Oh, what is this person realizing about you, or realizing about the connection, or themselves? Their recent realizations, current realizations, and then we're going to look at what are they going to do with these realizations? Are they implementing something? Are they going to shift because of this? Are they going to sit on those realizations? Are they, what are they going to do exactly? What's the impact of these realizations going to have in their actions here in the 3D world? Okay, so we don't have very many decks. So that's interesting because maybe this is going to be quite a direct sort of message here because it's mostly tarot and then these two decks of many. That we'll use here from the Hit Point Press. These are really awesome decks, by the way. I do have a playlist. I'll link my playlist to all the deck reveals here for those of you guys interested in energetically charging these cards for future readings. It's an energy exchange. This way we can connect with our energy so that your future readings can resonate a little bit better. And remember, there's no such thing as a fixed sort of linear timeline. So whenever you charge those cards, then you can certainly connect with the readings energetically, okay? Because energy is sort of not sitting in any sort of form here, okay? Or if you're just sort of wanting to see the cards because like me, you like to collect them. And then that's why I include the playlist there for those of you guys interested in that. All right. So this will be a pick a card reading. Sit with the person on your mind and maybe like really hold them in your mind's eye, maybe then they'll come through here. I just feel bad. I say the person on your mind and you come here and I channel you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll start saying you and then we'll start getting the person on your mind. I don't know, but I do know that for everyone, it's someone different. Okay. So for you, it might be you. For someone, it might be someone on their mind. So keep an open mind, but not so much that your brains fall out and you start to get upset at the internet because you clicked on it. All right. So we have this deck right here for pile number what? Tarot of the Divine. Okay, and then pile number 2, we have the Phantom Wise Tarot. Pile number 3, the Dream Keepers Tarot. All right, so I'm going to move these decks. My OCD is going to have to do that. Yes. Okay. So I'll leave this with you guys. Take as long as you need. If you are pulled to multiple piles, there definitely could be overlap in energy. One could be you, it could be the person on your mind, it could be blended energy, it could be past, present, future energies. Energy, like I said, isn't in a fixed timeline. So I don't know what I'm tapping into here. It's whatever spirit dictates, and I'm going to listen to spirit. That's what I listen to. Okay, whatever spirit tells me, even if the card is the devil and spirit saying love and light, I'm reading it love and light. Okay, so that's how I channel. I'll include my disclaimer for those of you guys who are sort of curious as to what's going on here in this channel, because I don't want to lead you astray or whatever. Okay, so connect with the energy, take your time, close your eyes. When you're ready, you hold that person in your mind and then go and connect to that pile, and then we will get into it. All right, I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, hello. Pile number 1, Tarot of the Divine. I was absolutely falling in love with the cover of this box again. I don't know if I've used this in a minute here, but it's absolutely beautiful. So it's like seeing something again for the first time. I don't know. Maybe this is how someone's seeing you, you know? It's like I've seen this so many times, but it's like, whoa, like I didn't notice there was all this texture here. It looked like there was a lot of effort put into this box that I never really noticed. So I don't know. Maybe someone's taking a second look is what it seems like, you know, noticing everything here. But let's see. Spirits in regards to pile number 1. Well, who's ever clicked on this pile, they're wanting to know the person on their mind, the person they came here about, and what is this person's recent realizations about them, about the connection between pile 1 and them, about pile 1 specifically, whatever's the strongest energy here. The pile 1 needs to know about the person on their mind and this person's recent realizations. Okay, and then we'll look at what is this person going to do with that newfound knowledge. Okay, so clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of everyone involved. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. Thank you so much to you, pile number 1. I'd like to thank your high self and your spirit team, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, animal guides, whoever it is that is guiding you at this time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Spirit, for this act of divination. I'm so blessed to be here, and thank you so much, pile number 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing this reading. Please watch the disclaimer for sure for these readings, okay? Because then I'm just going to link the disclaimer when there's certain things that are coming through the comments that might not make any sense to me. So we save a lot of time here, okay? Saving time. Virgo energy. Me, not you. Clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 1 and the person they came here about. Seems like something very assertive because I'm getting into this assertive energy. Okay, so remember I said I was looking at this thing sort of for a second time. It's like maybe someone who, I don't know, needed to see something. Say something. My throat chakra's closing. Oh, wow. Okay, let's get into it. We have the world. Wow, look at these 2 people embracing the world as successful conclusion, wrapping up a cycle. The incubation period of that something's happened and now we're on our way to a new beginning, but we're celebrating the end of something. There's the Queen of Swords. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, this is all about going through something so that we become wiser. We understand more. We're more clear. We're more discerning. With someone like gaining closure of something. King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. 3 of Wands. Oh yeah, forget. I don't use these cards very often because they're dancing. 3 of Wands. Wands. 3 of Wands is expansion. It's waiting for ships to come in, but it's like we did the groundwork. Okay, 2 of Wands is a decision card. All right. Lots of Wands. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Are we coming out of a period of stillness? We've decided on something maybe. Yeah, I see. I see. Justice in reverse. Yes, Libra, and then the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Okay, I think your message is clear, but let's get into it. So we see the fog cloud. It's looking like a big old moon. Okay, so sort of like a Seven Cups energy with the moon. We have these two hands. It looks like an icky energy exchange happening here. Someone's sort of icking the other one. Yeah, okay. An unpleasant experience here. Spiritual weapon. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, spiritual weapon. And then we have expeditious retreat. Expeditious? Expeditious. I don't know if I'm reading that right. Expeditious. I don't know. You read that. Say it really fast 5 times. So I'm getting this like Knight of Swords energy in reverse. Okay. Yeah. It's very much sort of all coming together here. So let me sit with it though and make sure that I'm connecting to the energy first before I start to tell you what this is about. Under that's the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Okay. Beautiful people. Remember, like I always say, I just read energy, so it's up to you to apply whose is what here. Okay. I do feel there's like 2 energies, but one predominant energy of what the person who's having the realization. Okay, but I do feel that there's another energy, and it could be yours sort of showing up here as well with this Queen of Swords, but it's sort of twofold. Okay, this person that I'm tapping into here, they experienced what they think. This is their perception, okay? And it might be your experience as well. They experience with you an exchange here that I think they realize is something that didn't leave them feeling very good. It's like they were in a state. I don't know what that state was, but it's a lower state. Maybe they were mean. Maybe they were scared. Maybe they were confused. Maybe they created harm in some way. I use harm lightly. Okay, if someone's been physically abusive to you, obviously you know what to do. Okay, this isn't saying this, but whatever state they were in, it's like they sort of feel like contaminated you, okay, with this way that they were. So I don't know, they were immature, they were whatever, but what's really pulling through here, it does feel like a state of confusion and fear. Okay, so it was based on my fears, based on me creating confusion between us. So maybe it was like you, this is where I'm saying the other person sort of coming in, okay, you, maybe we're wanting some form of clarity. Maybe you were trying to have some form of decision or conversation. Sorry, I just said decision, but yes, maybe it was like you were saying, hey, like, be clear or explain or decide or work through this fog, or I don't know. There's something about one person here who might have been clear, who might have wanted a communication or had a communication, had some form of truth. And then the other person, which I'm assuming is the person you are dealing with, because this is the person who's having the realizations like, whoa, I just was in this energy and I was harmful to pile number 1 in some way by being in that energy. That energy alone created destruction in some way. Now, the energy could range from they just ghosted, or they were not accountable, or they left you holding the ball, or you carried the weight. It feels like this person was like skittish. It feels like this person could have been avoidant. It feels like this person could have been MIA, or like I said, ghosted altogether, or just there was a point in time where this person was supposed to speak up, do something, and maybe be honest, and they did not. And I feel like yeah, I feel like what they're realizing here is it was unfair, whatever I did do or didn't do when I was supposed to do something. And so I took time. And this feels like somebody who's taken time to really sort of contemplate, and it does feel like it was healing on a deeper soulful level with the spiritual weapon. This four swords, which is really sitting with our three swords. And so if somebody had a three sword prior to engaging with you, that was creating this sort of subconscious triggering or avoidant energy or destructive thing, it was really driven from fear. And it's like I was acting on that, and it feels like it's a mix of things. It's like I didn't speak my truth, or I didn't communicate, or I didn't move forward. I didn't progress things. I didn't do my part. It feels like a lot of didn'ts. And it's like, I don't want to carry this burden of knowing my role in this dynamic was creating the harm that it did. I use harm lightly again. I don't know what other word to use. The damage was created as a result of something I'm realizing. And so in order for me to make things right, which they haven't yet, okay, so this is good because we'll transition to what will they do with this thing. It's like, I have to make a decision here. Like I have to like choose differently if I want to make things right, if I want to, you know, like bring peace and closure to the situation. And so this does feel like someone who hasn't tied the loop just yet, or like the ribbon or the bow. Like it's like they might, for some of you guys, they might still not have talked to you, but like they did you dirty or did you wrong according to them. Okay, according to them. And then they ran, or then they didn't say sorry, or then they didn't talk to you at all, or then they just fell off the face of the earth, you know, or then they did something else, or then they're just beside you every day, but they're pretending like nothing happened. Whatever that is, they're realizing it's like, no, that's not right. And if I got to make it right, like I got to now see like what I did resulted in one thing. Unjust energy. It made me feel ucky, and now there's like this newfound sort of confidence of like a solution in some way, because the King of Wands is like wants to solve issues and problems and has vision and confidence to secure things. And so there is this desire here, this intention here, this understanding that's like, I gotta do this in order to get something closed out or balanced or just. And in order to do this, I have to sort of right the wrong or communicate something here, or like move or allow something to flow where it's been stuck, where I've been stuck because of this lack of clarity or this big fear or something, or this uncertainty. So I also feel with this justice and the spiritual weapon, it's like, it's someone that maybe you had like a contractual agreement of sorts, and it feels like a spiritual contractual agreement, you know, maybe something karmic here that's like you have to sort of go through the disappointment or the reflection, or you have to do something in your subconscious, which is like shadow work or deep reflection, you know, reflect on why you do this, because it does feel karmic. It feels like it sort of touched you in some way here. You know, you kind of got sucked into someone's karmic shadow. And that sucks. It's like, did we even deserve it? This person feels you did not. And it's like, by being involved with me, I pulled you into my my shadow, my karmic, my fear, my thing. I'd rather you not see the part of me that's less than or weaker. Yeah. And it's like, I wanted to be confident. I wanted to appear in a certain way here. And so maybe it was like triggering this part of me, you know, it's like, because I wanted to have success and I wanted to appear like confident and like I'd have victory here. But instead what came through was fear. Instead was the opposite. because I feel like what they were in was the opposite energy of the King of Wands. Instead of being confident, I feel this person was cowardly. Instead of having a vision, I feel this person MIA'd or didn't step up. I feel like they listened to the fear, and now it's like, whoa, I can see this. You know, it's like I could see how I was in the past. I could see the contrast. I could see that version of me. And now I'm also getting like that old version, and now there's this new version. Yeah, because now I've sat, and I feel it's somebody who's going to come out of a no contact or a state of stagnation when it comes to something that needs to get balanced or some karmic thing that needs to get righted in order for there to be a new beginning. So if they owe you some form of something, like, now remember, nobody owes you anything, but I'm talking karmically, spiritually, there's like an owing of energy, you know? It's like when we contractually obligate ourselves to fulfill certain things, it's like we're sort of miserable until we sort of see it or get it. And so there's like, I owe you some sort of a truth, some sort of a conversation that never happened, some sort of a decision that never happened, a choice that I didn't decide or see, a clarity that never came, a truth about my fear, maybe, you know? And it's like, that was the burden I was carrying, was that version of me. Okay. So yeah, we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy here in Libra. Yeah, I said that. And some Cancer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to see what are they going to do then, because it feels sort of like they've surrendered to this already, and they're finding a new sort of confidence in themselves to right the wrongs. Okay, but let's see. So Spirit, thank you so much for this message. For pile number 1, should we? Yeah, we should. I was going to say, should we get some new ones here? I want to make sure I put them in the right thingy, and I guess I didn't pay attention. Yeah, let's like that. Like that. So that we can get a newer sort of layer here. All right. Beautiful. Spirit, thank you so much for that ability to channel that message for whoever needed to hear that. Pile number 1. Pile number 1 wants to know, this person that we just tapped into, what are they going to sort of do with this realization? Are they implementing something? Will they take action on something? Have they integrated this understanding? And what is the result of all of this realization? Thank you, Spirit, for this message. For the greatest and highest good of pile number 1, person on their mind, what will they do as a result of this realization? Thank you so much. What will pile 1's person on their mind do as a result of this realization? What's the trajectory of energy here based on this realization? For the greatest and highest good of pile 1 and the person on their mind, this connection, please protect me and the viewer and this connection as I channel this message. Thank you, Spirit. So 4 wands. Oh my goodness. This is laying the groundwork. This is after that 3 wands. Okay, Knight of Coins in the reverse. So this is the practical effort, the dedication and the commitment to lay the foundation and the groundwork to commit to something. There's the Emperor. There's the empowerment again from the King of Wands to create some form of structure. But we have to be confident in our ability to create this. Aries energy. There's that 2 wands again. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. I like when it includes where we sort of left off. It's like this person knew, you know, looking, reflecting on how I was, and then seeing the path ahead. And it's like, hey, what are you going to do then? You got to do something here. Look at this sort of truth that was down. So I was sitting with an untruth. Remember that Queen of Swords, like I said, her sword was up, and it was like, tell me this thing, or show me this thing, or there was some sort of outstanding conversation or truth that was sort of being withheld. Yeah, Hangman. So it's a higher perspective. It could be we did a complete sort of 180 on our position and our understanding of something. So it was like I was like that. Remember I said when I held that King of Wands card and I was like, the energy was opposite. It's like instead of confidence, it was like lack of confidence. Instead of this, and it was like the opposite. That's exactly what I'm feeling here. It's like this is the energy now. This Emperor. Okay, the Emperor takes action. He's confident. He is capable, and he is able to create structure and order. But this is like we sat with the divine. We're able to see things greater here. Pisces, Aries, Divine Masculine, Page of Cups in the reverse. So was there an apology that was owed? Was there like an emotional immaturity here or something like this? I need to open up the innocence of the heart in order to take some form of action here. And the Five of Wands in the reverse. There's the surrender energy. The Ten of Wands was in reverse. Five of Wands. Like, I don't want to argue. I don't want to have to like sit there conflicted or just like be on a different page. I want it to flow in a way here that has order and structure rather than it's being tense and conflicted. But whether it was an internal conflict or all we did was bicker or argue or our values were misaligned, we had two different ideas or there was too many muddled ideas. I feel there were a lot of different sort of things going on with that fog moon. Oh, I'm going to pull those as well. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Okay, that's perfect, especially with this Emperor here. Okay, let's pull some of the oracles now too. So what will pile number one's person implement as a result of these realizations? What is the action that's being implemented as a result of these realizations? Thank you, Spirit. What is the result of this time that pile one's person took away in order to gain a higher perspective here? I'm only feeling these two. Oh my gosh, web. This is about creation. This is like, let me take this condom off my card. Web. So spiritual creation, it's also this Four of Wands energy, okay? Because it's like the spider builds its abode, its environment, but it has to work to do it. It's nothing's going to build a spider web but the spider itself. Okay, for some of you guys, this is also coming through, but it doesn't have to be, but it might be confirmation if you're wondering if this is your person or something. Someone here is very, very creative, okay, like a creator of, I don't know, music, art, entertainment, maybe acting, singing, dancing, I don't know, painting, writing, blogging, I don't know, creator. There's creator content here, but that's a side message. Also, it was coming through as well as maybe you met this person through the internet. That's coming through, or you communicate a lot over like long distance is coming through here, but there seems to be a presence on the internet as well. Okay, it does not have to apply because the stronger message though is this person's realizations that they had was really in line with what they were able to build, because this person, I feel, chose the cowardly path, if you want to say, or they listened to their fear, and it created confusion for you, or, you know, according to them, between the dynamic between you guys. But for sure, they were in confusion. And it was like, whatever I was able to solidly commit and dedicate myself officially to this build, it didn't happen. And now I'm inspired to do so. I don't like this conflict. I've seen the light. And I also maybe seen my own potential that I didn't see in the past, that I can do this and I could step up. Because the Emperor is going to face the challenge no matter what the challenge is. The Emperor doesn't hide, doesn't run, doesn't give in to bouts of fear. He steps forward regardless of what he's going to find. You know, it's the opposite of cowardly energy. And I don't know, like, yeah, 5 + 1 is 6. So I feel this person wants to have success with you. I don't know, like this is up for the challenge, and this might mean I don't really want to take the challenge, but I feel like there's an energy here of not wanting to argue, not wanting to be conflicted, but wanting success when it comes to areas of conflict here. And specifically, it could have been driven by an immaturity, is what they're thinking. You know, it's like there was an immaturity here. And look at the red thread of fate. So again, that karmic energy is coming through here, because the red thread of fate's like we're tied, okay, karmically to certain experiences and people. And no matter how far we go in the world, doesn't matter. It's like this thread will bring us together. And that's why that world was there. It's like the closure of the lesson must be sort of concluded in some way. It's like tied forever, okay, with this red thread of fate. I feel like this is what's happening here. Okay, but let's see. Disguise self. Look at this card. I'm getting 6 sort of wands energy. I'm getting that persona online as well. It's a side note for sure, but I got to mention it because it is coming through quite strong. If this person has, okay, yeah. Does this person have an image to upkeep? Even if it's not like, ooh, they're rich and famous, you know, I don't know, in their world, you know, maybe it's their family. It's like the face I wear, the version of me that's known to the world, their world. I don't know. Maybe they only know one person, yeah? Maybe they know a whole slew of people. Maybe they have a persona in the field. And it's like that was what drove my decision blindly in some way. It felt very cowardly, you know, because this disguised self is like, that was the part of me that was acting, the false self, or the 6-1 type self, the image, to portray a version of me, because that was what I identified as being successful or confident. But upon reflection, I've now had a 180 here. I have a higher understanding that to create something here solid, I have to step into a more mature energy, and something that I feel I did injustice, because this is like a card of I owe you an apology, you know, and I didn't fight for that thing. I didn't step up. It feels yucky, like that hand we had. And so here I'm choosing the wand, okay, because 2 wands, we have to choose the wand, and I feel the wand that's being chosen is the wand that they didn't choose. It's like the wand I did choose was the disguise, was the false thing, was the image, was the belief of a version of me that thought something else, and it didn't create. And now I'm choosing the other wand, which means I have to come forward to do the thing that didn't build the stability here. Yeah, so I just want to see what this Page of Cups is about, okay, because I feel this person's getting inspired to act. Now, what will they do? I mean, I feel they're going to step into their Emperor energy is their intention, you know. But what is this Page of Cups, and why is it in reverse? It wasn't the time, I just heard. I don't know, maybe again, that fated thing. It was like maybe something karmically had to flush out. It wasn't the time. Yeah, it's like Spirit had to tap me on the shoulder to tell me it was time, in order for me to see when it was time. The Devil. So the shadow was in the way, that moon was in the way. I was stuck where I was with the shadow. Like the Devil for me could symbolize our habitual ways that are created by or distorted beliefs, unhealthy habits, patterns, stories, ego, okay, with the 6 wands that I was sensing here. And so it's like this ego self, which is the disguise that I wear, that I believe that I am the disguise. It kept me stuck, and it created the toxicity, if you will, or the harm here. And so what this person's recognizing as the culprit is the immaturity, or the emotional unavailability, the inability to be genuine. I don't think this person was genuine. I think they were disgenuine with you when it came to engaging. And it's recognized here that this was the culprit. Okay. Yeah, Capricorn energy. I do feel I'm going to pull one more for this Page of Cups, and then we'll conclude your reading. Why is this Page of Cups in the reverse here and this Devil? What is this person sort of going to do here as a result of this Page of Cups in the reverse and this Devil and this recent realization? Nine of Wands in the reverse. Again, another card of surrender. Remember, 10 Wands reverse, 5 Wands reverse, 9 Wands reverse for me are all indicators of surrender, especially with this energy and this type of read. I was defensive. I was blocked emotionally. I was whatever I was. And now it's like I'm not. But this is also, I don't want to argue. And normally this would be, I give up. I don't want to fight, but I don't feel a give up. I feel I'm going to step into some form of a facing something here that I didn't. Yeah, the thing that the missed opportunity. The missed opportunity that didn't happen is what I'm going to like work on here, is what I'm going to structure here. That's what they're inspired to do with this newfound realization. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, oh my gosh. And then we concluded exactly the way, we conclude the reading exactly the way we opened it, with the world. So again, it's giving me web, okay, because this could be the World Wide Web, which is internet. So I don't know, this person might definitely have an internet presence for sure. You met them on the web. There's long distance that comes through here. This person might have to bridge the distance to get to you in some way here with this world, but this person wants closure, and I feel this person's going to get the closure. Obviously, you can choose to engage or not engage, you know? I don't think this person wants to argue. I feel this person wants to surrender to a greater understanding. I feel this person's intention's good. I feel this person sees the error of their ways. I think this person also, look, duplicity, two-faced, disguised self. They were two-faced because it's like they did one thing that wasn't in line with truth. Yeah, why the sword was in reverse. And you knew this person, or you experienced this untruth of them. And so that's the ucky feeling. It's like, imagine if we dealt with someone, it's like, well, you saw right through me. You saw I was a liar, or I was immature, or I did the opposite, or I was not truthful with you. You know, whether they lied outright or they in action, it's like they did one thing and said another, or they just sat on some truth, like cowardly as energy is what I'm feeling, you know, not to judge this person, but it's almost like, you know, the friend that sits in silence when you need them to say something or do something. It's like, I didn't. And so it was two-faced here to you, and I owe you an apology, you know, I owe you an apology here. And maybe it was someone who didn't fight forward. It's like, maybe it was someone who didn't have your back. It's like, you didn't stand up for me. You didn't fight for what you believed. Like, this is a giving up energy, like I said, too, you know? It's like, instead of, like, trying to, like, I don't know, like, have the tenacity to get through it, it's like, meh, you know? But I don't feel that's their now energy. I feel like this was the thing. And you saw this untruth. So they want closure, is what they want. They want something that was missed upon here, that they could only be the ones that could be accountable for that and take action upon that thing. Only them, because they see it. Okay, pile one, this is your reading. Beautiful reading. I hope this helped you. If you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. I love you so much, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello? Hello. I just checked to make sure I was recording. Pile number 2, the Phantom Wise Tarot. Let's get into your reading. So when I checked the time, it was, I saw 222, although it was 12:22, but I saw the 222. So you might be seeing 2s. You pick pile 2. 2s could be significant. 2s are all about balance, duality, choices. 2s are about contrast, polarity, partnership. So what are we doing? We're looking at person on your mind and this person's recent realizations. Okay, the strongest sort of realizations pulls through here. So if it's about them, if it's about you, if it's about the connection, that's what pulls through. And then we're going to look at, what are they going to do with this realization? Are they going to implement anything? Do they integrate anything? What action will they take based on these realizations? Okay, so like I mentioned in the intro, if this is your own energy, then go check out another pile if you don't want to hear about yourself. I can't control it, and I don't care because I'm not you, so I can't go click over there. Only you can click wherever, okay? So this shouldn't be something triggering, all right? And if it is, then it still may be your pile, and you can come back. whenever you want. Okay, so clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Please protect me and the viewer and this connection between them and the person on their mind. So I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you so much, pile 2. I'd like to take this time to thank your higher self, your spirit team, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, animal guides, and of course, spirit for this act of divination. Thank you so, so much. What is it that pile 2's person on their mind is coming to realize at this time for the greatest and the highest good of pile 2 and the person on their mind, person they came here about? Thank you so much, spirits. I am so blessed to be here, and thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed and grateful to be here doing this reading for you. Side story. One more. And we'll pull these oracles. What is it that pile number 2's person on their mind is coming to realize about themselves, about pile 2 specifically, about this connection? Those are recent realizations pile 2 is needing to know about. Okie dokie. Let's take a look. We'll look at the oracles first. We have find familiar. Wow, look at this thing rising from the bull. All right, fascinating. And then we have, oh my goodness, this came out for pile number 1. If you guys are drawn to 1, there definitely could be a connection. So it's an icky energy exchange. You know, this hand's all sort of icky, and this one is sort of getting contaminated. Of course, it's all metaphor, okay? But this is giving me from the alchemy, Kim Cran's like sublimation. You know, changing to another state. Here's the vessel. The vessel could symbolize our form. Now, is this thing coming in or going out? Sort of like Phoenix energy here. Okay. Side story we keep for confirmation for the end. Let's take a look. We have the Emperor. My goodness, this definitely might be tied to 1. We'll see. So Aries energy, Hierophant under that. Taurus, major, major. My goodness. Ace of Wands also came out for pile number 1. Wow. 10 of Cups. Wow. Ace of Pentacles. Wow. This also came out, but it was in reverse for pile 1. Sorry, I know I'm just defaulting your pile 1 because it's coming through strong. Fool, Aquarius. New beginning, new beginning, new beginning. 10s also symbolize new beginning because something ends in order for there to be a new beginning. Although 10 of Cups is the ultimate happiness here. Look at all these bunnies. In pile 1, there was a bunny around the red thread of fate, which is tying me back to that. So I'm just kind of connecting with the energy. Bunnies could be quite skittish, avoidant, fearful. Okay, they run, but bunnies sometimes to me do talk about divine timing. Okay. The Star, more Aquarius energy. This one's in reverse. Star in reverse could be losing hope, you know, or we've healed something. We've healed something that maybe we were trying to heal or something like this. Or sometimes it could mean like we're not quite sure on the vision or the direction of something. Okay, Temperance, more major. My goodness. So Temperance is all about healing as well. Balance. It's the card of alchemy here. It's also transitioning from one state potentially to another state here. Sagittarius, Aquarius. And we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So pages are the communicators of the tarot here, messengers. Page of Wands can talk about exploring something. It's very close to this Fool energy here. It's like a excited energy that's ready to sort of explore. But this is in the reverse. Okay, and then under that we have the World. That was the sort of staple of pile number 1, was the World card. Here it is in the reverse. I'm tempted to go under that too. The Knight of Wands in the reverse. Okay. I think I do need to see this, to be honest, to see what we have. Justice. Oh my gosh. Pile number 1 had that too. Libra. King of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, this is the reliable king, the secure king, the stable king, the committed king. This is someone who's very secure, practical, grounded in the 3D, successful, or just very confident in their practical stability or their ability to create for themselves. The Lovers, wow, more major Gemini energy. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okie dokie. Well, let me sit here with this energy so I can really tap into what it is that's going on here. Okay, pile number 1. Wow, I do feel this energy. It does feel very strongly sort of similar to 1. It could definitely be connected for sure. Okay, because there's a lot of the same sort of cards. So if you were drawn, I would highly suggest you go listen over there. And I might even reference it when I'm channeling. I can't help it. I'm just going to channel it as I see it here. And it might confuse you if I'm like sort of starting there, but only if you were, called for sure. And there definitely is differences here for sure as well. Okay. So just sort of keep that in the back of your mind. So for signs here, we have Aquarius, Sagittarius, and Taurus, Aries, Libra, and Gemini, and Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So lots of signs pulling through for sure. Okay. So what is this person coming to realize? I feel like this person is in a state right now that they have been under one energy where they were trying to, or they believe that the one or the other, or their main area of focus has been one of securing themselves, however that appeared. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, what that would result in is them maybe shutting you out. Maybe, okay, this is according to their energy, okay? Or this person sort of being sort of really fixed in their position of what it means to be in control of themselves, like free, confident, independent. Like in their minds, they had an idea of a role that they are and who they have to be, and what would success look for them. And I think how this was coming about, sorry, I'm having a challenging time with words, coming about was a belief that they adopted. Okay, and so I do feel like this person, for this group, it does feel like someone who is really anti-commitment, you're not going to tell me what to do. They didn't want to fit in any sort of organized, sort of traditional, structural story. So this could be, I don't want to get married. I don't feel traditional relationships for me. I just kind of want to maybe be single, do my own thing, or I want to focus on my own business and create a world independent because I am the man, at the end of the day. Now, this doesn't have to be a male gender, but I'm channeling the energy as such, because it's like, this is where I find my independence. This is where I find my freedom. This is where I find my confidence. This is where I can protect myself and create my own security, which is very important. So I feel this person put a lot of weight on their independence, their freedom, their ability to secure themselves. They could have been very focused on work, something like this. Okay, so what are they realizing though here? And I do feel it's coming through as an experience with you. Okay, that could have been like a karmic lesson of sorts, a contractual obligation of sorts. Okay, this person could have engaged with you through work, for sure, for some of you guys. Okay, but it doesn't have to necessarily be. This person could also be a parent. Okay, that also doesn't have to be, but I see a page here, which is a child. We see the Emperor and the King of Pentacles, which is father energy, Justice, which is married. So this person could certainly have been in a marriage. Okay, but this marriage, because like I said, it's like this independent thing. It's like this marriage would allow me to, be independent or free or confident of myself. And so if this person wasn't married, then it's like they're married to this belief of theirs that they had. Okay. And I feel like their interaction with you has made this person sort of have to transcend beyond certain understandings that they had about what success looks like in themselves, and like really sort of reflect upon this thing, because I do feel like maybe you brought out a higher aspect of themselves. Like this 10 of Cups is the ultimate happiness we can have in our world when it comes to how we engage with others and create the world around us. It's not a 9 Cups. It's not our personal emotional fulfillment. This is like my community, my family, what it looks like, to be working with other people to have success here. So it's like, it's the full sort of picture here. And it's like, I've understood what this could mean to me. And so I feel like this person is really understanding that they want to explore a new beginning for them, that I feel this person wasn't entertaining maybe, when they knew you, because it feels to me like there's a part of their world which is really tied to how they're living their life. I don't know. Like I said, for some of you guys, they're married to like a loveless marriage, or they're married to their work, or they're married to this construct of like, be single independence, my way or the highway. I don't know, whatever that belief is here. And I feel like it's something that was needing to close the chapter to that experience for them to now to experience a more, if you want to call it, transcended way of being happy and emotionally in this 3D plane. So I do feel this person is coming through fairly materialistic. Okay, now it could just be that they only saw form. It's like where I live, the money I make, the job, I am this body, I am what I do, I am what I create. Like it's very 3D. Okay, that's definitely coming through for a lot of you guys, this message. And it's been their sole focus. And I think this connection ran super deep. That's like, I could see beyond the materialistic form here. I connected to something greater on a spiritual level. And so now I see this high self potential here that could be more, do more. It's more spiritual here. And so when we're connected more spiritually, when we transcend past the form and the material world and like what I can attain and like my finances, my job, or like, I don't know, like they're tied to some sort of identity in the material realm. It's like we believe we're that, but when we see beyond that, it brings in more happiness, because we can have deeper states of joy. We can experience deep, more profound, emotionally fulfilling things rather than sort of surface, superficial. Yes. So I feel like this person is detaching. So unlike pile 1, like what I'm getting from this card here, because this came out, it's like they're slowly and slowly sort of pulling away from the material realm, because the material realm they're identifying and what they're realizing is that construct, that belief, that version of me that I've been when I was dancing with you or engaged with you or at a point in my world. Maybe they've been like this for a long time, even before you. It contaminated my happiness in some way, or it capped it, or it limited it. So there's like, I can now see spiritually a destined direction that is different than the direction in which I was going. Yes. So I thought my purpose, my goal, my vision was one direction. And now I've experienced something that has showed me a greater, deeper truth, something that could be even more emotionally fulfilling than I could ever imagine here. And I can't do it on my own. And I want to follow this thing, following this rabbit. All these rabbits are sort of helping out on these closed books giving me Pisces energy, which is like what we haven't yet seen. It's also the hidden, like the spiritual. It's like, yeah, the high priestess. It's like my intuition knows of something that isn't quite yet confirmed or shown to me, but I know, and I want to act upon it. I want to follow this. Okay. And also see how she's turning her back to this cat. I'm really getting the energy I was getting over here, because this felt like someone who was like really hung up on their sense of independence, which is great because we all need our sense of independence and autonomy, but not to the point where I feel this person had some sort of aversion to working with other or opening themselves up to something greater. And so I feel like they're turning their back on that construct of what my freedom looks like or my independence, which made me sort of focus on the material aspect of something. But it was at the expense of emotional fulfillment. It was at the expense of my soul. It was at the expense of my intuition telling me or guiding me, something in my higher self was telling me. And so there's a new world out there for me to explore. And it's a whole different direction than where I was aimed. And I want to go there. So I feel this person is transitioning from an old world right now. And I feel like this person has healed something very deep that, they were needing to learn here. And maybe it was about their form. Maybe it was about materialism. Maybe it was about, like there's greater things in our world that could deeply sort of impact us on a spiritual level that could make us very happy. And also I feel like this person is understanding that there's a different purpose here, and that their purpose could involve another, because I was really feeling like, I don't know, maybe they thought they had to traverse alone, or like I'm born alone, I die alone. And so in this world, I must just kind of do it myself. But there's like, I can join another could sort of be by my side here. Yeah. And this swings, they're sort of like a pendulum, up and down or back and forth. But this one is still. There's something about stillness, peace. It feels very peaceful here. So it could be upon a peaceful engagement with you, or you regulate this person in some way, and maybe emotionally regulate them. Maybe you give them some sense of spiritual peace, some sense of calmness, and maybe they were sort of, like on a hamster wheel, or like a pendulum, like every day it's like back and forth, like, but because we think we're the form, and we're sort of stuck in the 3D world, like doing the same things like over and over and over again, but we're sort of stuck. Like there's no progression past this sort of form world. And it's like, now that I'm still, it's like I see there's this beautiful a level above the ceiling here that is spiritual, that could be emotionally fulfilling, and I don't have to go it alone. It feels like expansion in a way here that's very beautiful, that this person might have never been able to see or realize. And it's like I have to push myself out of, or move out away from the material version of me that was really fixed in form, or the material aspect, because it was contaminating my thought or the way of being here. Yeah, look, even I was getting from the swing, and now I didn't even realize the two pentacle, because that's what two pentacle is, the up, down, the back and forth. It's like needing to find some regulation and some balance, but we could be sort of, really sort of strapped thin and going sort of back and forth in some way that creates like a imbalance in our world. So I don't know, maybe this person, like, because there is a part of them that was already secure in some way, but maybe they were finding security and stability in being dysregulated, if that makes sense, in the material realm. It's like by not claiming some form of, because the Hierophant would be like, you know, what's socially sort of acceptable. And so it's like, oh, I create my home, my structure, and this, but this is like anti-structure. So it could have been somebody who's like, this is how I create my structure, like by being dysregulated or not focused or not have a purpose. This could be somebody who was definitely like floating around, you know, but it's like they didn't feel safe really. But this was them. It's so hard to put into words. It's like, this is how I find my safety because I'm not conforming. And so I have the independence and the freedom here. So if I do this or do that, I have freedom, you know, this is my security. This is how I think. But it's like, but what? You're just sort of floating in the wind. There is no purpose to you. Yeah, there's no purpose to this person. And it was every day sort of, I don't know, not getting anywhere. Now, one day I'm doing this and one day I'm doing that. And that's fine if we're sort of conscious and we're just living our life in this vessel, sort of, you know, whatever comes forward. But if we're asleep or if we're avoiding something here because of some sort of belief, is that we're really trying to protect ourselves from getting pointed or a purpose because we're distracting ourselves from it, then we're unhappy. Because there's one thing for sure. I think this person is now realizing what happiness actually looks like. And it's not just floating and it's not just avoiding or like resisting establishment or purpose or plan or focus or intention. And so I feel like this person is getting more balanced. Yeah. And I feel like this person hasn't allowed themselves to explore a part of themselves, that part of themselves which would give them purpose, that part of themselves which allows another sort of in here, a direction towards some vision that is more ascended than that in which they were doing, for sure. Yeah. And so this is what this person is sort of realizing. Okay, but now let's take a look at them. What will they do with this then? Because the intention here, though, is like really seems very good. It's like, I want to move away from that in which I've been doing so that I can align with greater purpose. That's this one here. So it does feel like it's something like this, but let's see. So Spirit, thank you so much for that message for pile number 2. Can we look at what will pile 2's person then do? Are they going to implement or integrate any of these realizations? And what is the result of these realizations going to lead to? What will they do with this clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2? What will pile 2's person do with this information, realization, newfound knowledge that they're gaining insight on? Will it result in any new action? What will pile number 2's person do here with this? Yeah, even I'm getting drawn to the balloon here, okay, which is we gain a higher perspective through our ascension. And I feel like I was getting it from that, I don't know, whatever that phoenix looking thing, sublimation energy I was getting from the vessel up. It's like from the material world, I'm now pulled into the spiritual realms of something deeper and more meaningful because I could connect to it in a different way. So this person is definitely like more, wow, it's coming out in 2s, more, seeing a bigger picture for sure. And so their star is changing from where they were going. 3 of Cups in the reverse. This person was misaligned, I think, with their network of people was misaligned, the people around them, their community of people or support, their friend group, or their, I don't know, whatever was in their environment, potentially. Okay, but 3 Cups could talk about reconciliation, could talk about third party. So we were getting marriage for some of you guys with the Hierophant and the Justice and the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. So it's like the realization that I've been, you know, in this, I don't know, misdirected sort of commitment of sorts. Alrighty, so we have the Fairy Fire And fairy spelled kind of interesting here. Fairy fire. We see the sword and the shield. All right, so fire is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But see, that's energy that we were getting from the vessel is like encompassing in the sword and shield. Protection from poison. That's that hand looked all poisony. And that other card. Protection from poison. Okay, so some Scorpio and some Capricorn energy going through that one. And we have the Queen of Swords. Wow, that came out for pile one as well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Tower. My goodness. The High Priestess in the reverse. This is what we don't sort of see coming. It takes us off surprise here. Pisces energy. The Star now in the upright. Aquarius for second time. The Page of Wands again, now in the upright. Yeah, see what they wanted to do. Like I said, what it was that they didn't do is what they're wanting to do now. Explore the thing, their purpose. The Four of Swords in the reverse. The Three of Cups in the reverse. The Eight of Cups walking away. And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. The material realm here, and then death. Wowzers, Scorpio, like I was picking up from this card. Okie. So what's under this Queen of Swords? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Two queens here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What's under that one? Two swords. Okay. Just let me sit here and channel what this is about. Okay, interesting. Pile number two. This person cannot stay in the environment that they have been in. It's misaligned for sure. So even if, let's say, this person tried, it's like their energy vibration is on a different level. So I don't know, they jump timelines. It's like you can't unsee what you've seen, energetically. Like when we sort of contain an energy and our environment's in another, it shifts. Like we can't, it's like speaking two different languages. It just sort of, the rift happens here. And I feel like this person isn't really expecting such a disconnect. It's almost like we wake up and everyone's speaking one language and we're speaking another. It's like, what? Like there's a disorientation here. It's really disorientated because it's like what once was familiar, what once I relied on, what once gave me comfort, what once did the thing. It's like now it's like suddenly I'm like, I woke up and I don't belong there. It doesn't even fit. It doesn't feel like for me. Why? Because spirit was showing this greater purpose direction. And this is the only way this person wakes up in order to explore their purpose. So it's tied to you somehow, or maybe you woke up this person to get in line with their purpose, whatever their purpose was. I don't know. Okay, for everyone it's sort of specific, but it's like the direction in which they were called to do here on earth was not whatever they were doing. And so this misalignment that they have no sort of control over because of they see the light, it's disorientating in some way. And I feel like this person, it's like mixed energy because I feel like there could be emotional sort of energy that pulls through here when we have to leave a situation, but we have no choice but to go seek our purpose. Our ninth cup is our emotional fulfillment. The star is about attaining our wish. Okay, and so it's like I have to walk away from whatever was emotionally invested in here because it's not doing it. And look, again, ascension, like I talked to you guys about this balloon energy. This person is on the road to ascension through an experience which drives them out of a structured environment with, I do believe, people, things going on around them, less important things too, because I feel like, and I say important, of course, everything's important and serves a role, but I feel like there was so much importance around this world and it feels very materialistic, because look at this King of Pentacles, which was over here. And this is what I said, gave them sort of this belief of some sort of version of them. This gives me the stability or the structure, the control, or I'm secure here doing, even though they were teeter-tottering or whatever. But it's like, this doesn't do it for me no more. This version that I thought was me being in my security, and I walk away from the material me. That's ascension, the material me, the form that was me, the vessel I thought was all me about. I thought I was this body. I thought I was my job. I thought I was this community of people. I thought I was this marriage. I thought I was whatever. I don't know, because it represents something different. But this could, to me, sometimes is even like networking and socializing, and it feels sort of shallow because it's no longer doing it. It's like, what's deeper than this, It's like my purpose. And so this person is going through a massive shift here that they can't really have any control over, and it's releasing the people, the things that were part of their old world here. So there's an emotional sort of mixture of feelings here, because we could feel very emotionally sort of out of control when this happens. Okay. But it's like, but I know that I have to get on my path here. I have to, it's like, it's a no-brainer here once we understand what needs to sort of be done here. And also I feel like this is an emotional detachment from a past place of stagnation. And so if this person was sort of not moving in their world anywhere, they weren't going anywhere, I feel, they could have even been somebody here who just, it was indecisive about their future. Somebody here who, fence sat a lot about their own future. Different truths. It's like, no, I'm comfortable where I am, or I'm secure where I am. But it's like, are you sure? And now it's like, I have to disconnect from what doesn't emotionally do it no more for me, because I see it and I understand it now. And in order for me to move towards the thing, then I have to take action here. But it's sort of happening through them. So what are they going to do? They have no choice but to sort of leave behind what's emotionally unpleasant, this material world of theirs, this environment of theirs, the people that were around them, this materialistic identity of theirs, and they are heavily protected here by the divine. But I feel like with this protection from poison, it's like, because of this shift that's happened through spirit, I really feel, and that they really can't manage, because this is out of anyone's sort of management. It's like, this is protecting this person's future, like their purpose is protected here. And so this is a must sort of happen in order for them to align. Because if they continue to stay here, it'd be the poison for them, because it'd be the death of them, or the stagnation of them, the unmovement of them. It's like, no, we're protecting you from this. Yeah, lots of protection with shield here. But see how her sort of truth is down, and this sort of truth as well. It's like this person, if they stayed where they were, it's misaligned with their truth. At the end of the day, it's not aligned with their purpose. And so Spirit's saying, like, we have to protect your purpose, and we have to get aligned with what is true. And you've been sitting with an untruth here. And so you must see that being emotionally unhappy here isn't solving anything or helping anything. It feels shallow. It feels misaligned. And now you're going to have to sort of move here. But I don't think this person sees their environment sort of falling apart the way it does, because it almost feels to me like almost like an overnight now. This could have been happening over extended period of time for sure. And the ascension process, as we know, takes time, step by step. But I feel like it's suddenly, this just doesn't, I just don't see it here anymore. Like, I just don't feel regulated here anymore. I feel not, remember the swing, what I said, this person was feeling some sort of peace and balance. This is the opposite, like feeling dysregulated, feeling ungrounded, feeling not confident about our own self. It's like, this doesn't feel good. And so I want to go explore my purpose and like move in that direction. I'm excited about this as well, but it comes with me leaving behind something, and that's emotionally sort of maybe difficult to do, because they're parting with a part of themselves, I feel, with this King of Pentacle. But for some of you guys, if they are married, like it could be they're leaving their financial security behind, the person who provided for me, or like the house that I lived in, like we're attached to that, not necessarily emotionally, because I feel like there's an emotional disconnection here. And so maybe they were trading their emotional happiness for physical or practical financial security. It's like, but I have to be secure, but I need a place to live, but I need this house, or I need this thing, but it's like, well, but this isn't aligned with your direction, and this isn't your soul tribe, and this isn't leaving you happy at all. And so it's like, yeah, I have to accept this release, and I have to cut certain things out here. And again, this energy of protected. This person is highly, highly protected on this journey. I really feel like the divine is really looking after this person, especially because I feel like there is this quite a significant sort of thing that could even happen here, is that this person doesn't see coming, in order to expedite their movement away from this thing, because it's like, no, it's not good for you. I'm going to protect you from this thing. So you must see how toxic this thing is. If you want to use toxic, of course, it's just misaligned. It becomes very relevant, like prevalent when we see it, it's like, whoa, someone says something. I was like, whoa, yeah, what the hell am I doing here kind of thing. But let's just pull for this tower, because I want to see, what is this tower and this high priestess in reverse signify for this person? It actually drives them to go, because they can't find peace here. They can't find harmony here. It's like this person can't even have a good night's sleep here, I find. It's like, oh, when we're really restless, it's just like, I can't spend another night here. I gotta go. Yeah. Wow. Okay, what's this tower and this high priestess here signifying? Maybe they find something out that they didn't know about their environment. Yeah, the Six of Swords in the reverse. It's like, why I was sort of stuck here in this dysregulated, because the Six Swords is when we're moving on from a Five Sword energy, disharmony. It could be mental exhaustion, and we're stuck here. And we finally is like, I can't take it anymore, being stuck in this mental exhaustion, this mental, I don't know, like heaviness. It just snaps here. But what is this tower and this high priestess in reverse? What am I missing here? Why are we seeing this? Page of Pentacles, new beginning, opportunity here to explore something new. And then, this balloon that I was saying, and the Chariot in the reverse. So it's dysregulated because this is out of balance here. Okay, and then the Devil, my goodness. And the Hierophant now in the upright. Yeah. Okay. So this is very many layers here. We have Capricorn, Taurus, Cancer, and Pisces energy. Okay. So I feel like this person that I'm tapped into here, it's the end of the road. They can't go any further with the universe. This is out of their hands, okay? The towers happen like a natural sort of disaster when this happens. It's like the weather happens. We can't control it. Chariot is also the universe. Things are happening here. It's the end of the road, We can't move any further here. And I feel like your person might have not have seen this coming, that they thought that they would be, invested there or whatever, because it was a part of their security or something. But it's like this dysregulation of this environment that's keeping this person sort of here allows them to flow kind of like water, because water is like, if there's like form. Okay, now, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many things. Okay, that vessel we saw? The vessel is like the form. Okay. And then when we're like water, we sort of take the shape of the form. And so our environment creates this form, the people and where we are, and like, remember I was telling you this person was like two pentacle because it seemed like they were tossed to and fro or something, even though they thought they were this like emperor, like I control my own freedom by not being pegged to anything, but it felt very fluttery in some way. And so they were like this water, which is good to be like water. But when we take on the shape of the form that we're in, it's like, and we sit there, but we're at the mercy of that form. And it feels to me like the form shatters here in a way that I can't stay there. And so the water has a natural flow that it has to go towards the opportunity. The opportunity is something viable and it's purposeful. And I feel this is why this protection is here, because it's like spirit is the one that guides this person like water out of this sort of form that doesn't work no more, in order for them to align. Because I do feel like this person had an unhealthy sort of attachment to this place. And no matter how much they were saying it was a reverse hierophant, like I don't buy structure, or I don't know, there was something against the structure of the hierophant here. It's like their understanding, it was a hierophant in itself and it was keeping them chained to it. I think they're realizing that whole thing, and it's like, whoa, the very thing that I was trying to say I didn't have or trying to avoid doing was the very thing that was keeping me hostage to a situation that, again, could have been very toxic poison here. We're seeing the devil here. 3 cups in reverse could certainly be, a toxic group of people. It's just totally misaligned. Now, devil with 3 cups in reverse could also be like addictions. Okay, so this person could have coped with like addictions or something like this, but I feel there's an ungrounded energy here. And so it's like staying there in that structure is the thing that's been toxic, if that's what you want to say, or whatever. 7 pentacle. Yeah. So the realization of like pouring into or staying in an environment and continuously sort of feeding the devil doesn't work anymore. It's the thing that gets shattered. So what are they going to do? It's like, it's not really about them so much doing. They will do as a result of it happening through them. And what happens is their environment, it becomes no longer sustainable here. And I was getting divine timing with the bunnies. I'm seeing the clock really, really prominent here, because I feel like this divine hand is really in play here for sure, where it was time for this person to go from a situation that kept them feeling very stuck. It's like end of the road. And even if you don't see, the like why it's happening or where you're going to go, it's like the only way to go is towards a new beginning and an opportunity that is viable here, and it'll make itself present to you. Just flow with it, because it is directing you to your North Star. And I feel like, because this person would be completely sort of clued out as to where to go. And this is why all of this protection energy, this umbrella, like divine is saying, I'm going to protect you as you navigate through and release. So there's going to be a lot of purging, a lot of releasing, a lot of just step by step. I feel as this person ascends, they leave behind this environment that's mismatched because it's fallen apart here, and there's no way but through this thing at the end of the day, but how fast they go is certainly going to be up to them, because spirit doesn't necessarily say how fast we go, but I feel like if we're in this energy, we try to go, as quick as we can, because this is something is not sustainable. It's like, I'll just sit here in the hail and the tornado. It's like, no, we go and we seek protection. We go and we seek cover. We don't sit there, we could. That's the thing. That's free will. We could sit there in the rain. We could sit there in the hail. We could sit there in the tornado. But it's like, I'm going to go in the cellar. I'm going to go seek cover. Like, this person is ascending. This person is moving towards their greater good in their world, and I feel it's as a result of this connection or something you said, or maybe towards you, but it's shifting their life completely here. I feel like completely from a misaligned situation that was keeping this person really sort of Yeah, stuck to some sort of thing here that it wasn't theirs to do anymore, to invest in anymore. Uninvestable. Okay. So I feel like there is this page energy that's coming online, and with all those aces we were seeing and the Fool, even, it's like turning a new chapter to a new part of their world that's going to open up for them, that they get to experience here, but they might have to sort of start over. And this could have been a big sort of fear as well, you know, because it does feel like this person is really attached to some King of Pentacles story or Emperor. And it could have been just, I thought I needed that. That's that material thing. I thought I needed it, you know? I thought that's who I was. And that's why we saw the vessel with the sublimation, or that phoenix. Is like, there's something greater spiritually that means more. And so this has the hand of spirit all over it, you know? And it's like, I release that material understanding that that's the only thing that could bring me happiness, or that I had to do, because it's not. And so they're moving towards their wish. Okay? Beautiful people. This is your reading. I hope this helped you. And if you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. All right, bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3, the Dream Keeper's Tarot. Beautiful. So right before I started recording, I saw a ninja. I don't know what the ninja is going to signify. All I saw were the eyes, and then the whole face was sort of blurred out. So I don't know, someone not saying anything but seeing something. We're going to take a look. And what we're looking at is the person on your mind, and what are their recent realizations that they're having, either about themselves, about the connection between you and them, or about you specifically, whatever strongest energy pulls through. And then what's this person going to do as a result of those realizations? Will they integrate it? Will they take action on it? Will it motivate them to do something with this newfound understanding? We'll see. Okay, so if this reading comes reversed and it's your realizations and you don't want to listen to it, you could go to another pile. Okay, if it's not for you, leave the messages for someone else. And we'll take a look. So Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. They came here about the person on their mind, and they want to know, what is the person on their mind realizing about themselves, about this connection, about pile number 3 specifically, what it is that pile 3 needs to hear at this time. Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. And I'd like to thank your higher self, spirit, your spirit team, spirit guides, angels, for this act of divination. Thank you so much. So we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the World. This World card, not this one specifically, but the World card came out in all 3 piles here. Fascinating. So the World's about closure, success, ends of cycles, major cycles, long cycles. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, 2 queens. So we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn here. And we have the Hermit, strong Virgo. Hermit's in reverse. What is it that pile number 3's person is coming to realize recently, their recent realizations at this time? And then we will look at what they'll do with this energy. 7 of Cups in the reverse. All right. Page of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, 2 of Swords. Under that, we have the 8 of Swords. Under that, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, I'm going to pull some oracles for pile number 3. Person on their mind. Recent realizations that they're having at this time. What pile 3 is needing to be aware of here. Oops, I guess I got to cover this up too. Boop. Clear and concise message for the greater and higher good of pile number 3 and the person they came here about. Spirit, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Thank you so much. All right, so who do we have? We have detect poison and disease. Wow, okay. If something feels almost like stagnant here. Okay, Scorpio energy, but it feels like it's starting to stink after a while. If it doesn't, I get agitated. Yeah, look at this big blast. So I'm seeing the sulfur card in the Alchemy Trans Alchemy deck, which is like, it could be like a breakthrough. Okay, but it's like at a certain point, the pressure here with the sulfur card, it's like it has a breakthrough and it releases something that might have been stagnant here, because stagnant water, for example, it gets toxic, you know? Can't leave water sitting too long or it starts to get like this. And water represents emotions. So there's something like needing to get sort of addressed here with the emotions. Sorry, this one has the wrap. So magic mouth. This one's wearing red lipstick. But remember I said at the beginning I saw a ninja? This is like, I only saw her eyes. Here's we're only seeing the mouth. Is someone supposed to say something? This is tying me back to that. It's like finally something's being said. Someone's speaking up about their emotions, maybe. Let's see. Spike growth. Another card with the plastic. Spike growth. Okay, it almost looks like, you know, when we put a trap down, you know, like, I don't know, when we're at war, we put traps and then when people come, it's like boom, 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 boom. I don't know. It kind of like catches us off guard in some way here. I'm going to move this over because I need space to put that down. Okay. Can you guys see? Yes. Sorry, I know this is sort of reflecting weird. All right, that's as good as it's going to get. Let me channel this. You guys can definitely skip ahead so I can tap into what this is about. Also under 8 Knight of Wands, we have the star in the reverse, Aquarius energy. Okay, pile number 3. We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, strong Virgo, and strong Aquarius energy in this pile. We also have some Scorpio. Okay, so interesting. Some of you guys might resonate as this being your energy here. Okay, it doesn't have to be, like I said. This person is like realizing a greater truth, I feel, about themselves, is how this is sort of coming through. There seems to be like a what I know for sure and what I've experienced. And then there is what I don't know. And it seems to be making more sense than it has in the past. So, for example, what I do know is whatever I did experience that didn't feel good, it was confusing, misaligned, all of that stuff I know because I've experienced it. And so I know what doesn't feel true. I know what it doesn't feel clear. I also know that there is opportunity, that there could be a new beginning for me and an opportunity here that won't feel what it is that I don't want to feel, because now I know what I don't really necessarily want to feel. And I feel like this person feels like they were coming out of, and this could tie to you, obviously, a role could certainly be reversed. Whatever the experience here might have been very confusing and not very direct. There seemed to be some form of something that was needing to be communicated in regards to feelings here. So it could be somebody held back feelings, or this person didn't speak their truth, maybe, okay, or maybe they were wanting some form of truth, but it feels like it never got spoken or it never got understood. But it does feel like there's a breakthrough here, because it's like, regardless of what is happening, if there is stagnation, if there is blocks, if there is like pain somewhere, there's always a way for me to move towards something that doesn't feel as painful or as confusing. And so there seems to be like really supporting one's own energy through one's self. It's like, I know what I can rely on. I can rely on my own self to be grounded, to be dependable, to be secured upon, to rely on that. And I feel like this has taken this person maybe some time to realize this, like really, really sit with their truth, like get grounded, sit with their truth, get balanced. And it's like really understand like what feels unclear, what feels untrue, what feels misaligned. And then say, well, what does an opportunity look like? What could be available for me? And really like sort of put those into perspective. So I do feel like this person is closing, and there goes my email confirming. Yes, thank you, Spirit, confirming that this person's closing a chapter. And it's a chapter where they might have seemed like they were pulled into a lot of confusion, and it could have been they were pulled into the confusion of this connection, or you, of course, if this isn't your energy, like you were part of this person sort of not knowing or seeing a way forward for themselves. I feel this person's having a breakthrough, and maybe they said, here's my truth. It could be that this person like finally stated something here in which allowed them to close this chapter. It's like, okay, here's my truth. Here's where I stand. Here's what I know. Here's what I've experienced. And here's sort of where I'm going, And so I feel like there's been a lot of maybe feeling at the mercy of not knowing greater truths or not understanding certain parts of themselves that didn't allow this person to make a decision or to move forward towards something here. Because I do feel this person honors some form of practical, grounded 3D manifestation that they're wanting to align with. And maybe they really felt like, I can't decide, I can't move, I feel sort of limited here because I'm not certain. It's kind of foggy. I'm not sure if this is the right thing or whatever. It seems a lot about self. The Hermit in reverse, and this lady's taking off her face. I think she had to see something and understand something. It's like making sense of the confusion, making sense of my opportunities, making sense of my direction, making sense of what I want to say, being able to say what I want to say. And maybe there was like toxicity on both sides here. I'm seeing two of these sort of, I don't know if they're like dinosaur bones. So the bones is something that's sort of ended here. So we might have had to get to the bare bones of some sort of situation, which took time. It's like I have to see it. Yeah, like, okay, now it's tying into the ninja. Thank you, spirits. I was seeing a ninja at the beginning of this reading, like I said, and the ninja, a ninja's sort of sneaky, and it goes in, it's kind of like a seven sword sort of energy. It has to be like stealth-like. It has to like pull something off without anyone sort of seeing it. And maybe this person feels like, was I a victim to a ninja here? They have to get to the bare bones of something, and it's like detecting this, like actually seeing something for what it is. I detected the poison, or I detected the disease that was keeping me feeling eight swords, or keeping me feeling confused, or making me doubt my own understanding of my own 3D belief of what I could accomplish here. And now I feel this person is like, I could speak this truth. Now, whether they said it to you or not, I don't know, but they could speak it out loud because they now know it, or see it, or understand it differently. And this is their breakthrough. They're realizing this. I see where the disease was, and it does seem like they were part of the disease. And I think they're having this realization, according to them. I see disease, whatever. The part of the downfall or the stagnation or the toxicity that was happening in this connection. Maybe it was like the toxicity was the emotional stagnation here. I don't know. But I feel like they might have felt like they walked into some sort of trap here. Or like they have to protect themselves in some way as well, because there does seem like protecting themselves. So something about boundaries sort of is coming up here. And maybe it was like, at first I have to understand what my boundary is, or how to protect myself, or what I am even protecting myself from. Like, do I even got to protect? Or is just they're identifying now my protection? That is my protection because I've identified something here. So this person is definitely able to close out something major. I feel that it was keeping them very confused and not seeing a way forward out of something that didn't feel very good, Yeah, but I do feel I'm missing something. So just for this pile, I am going to dive in a little bit more just to the realization, and then we'll look at what they're going to do with this. But what am I missing then? Why do I feel I'm missing something here for pile number 3, this recent realization? What am I missing here? What does this person come to realize? We have the Chariot. Yeah, how to move forward. It's like, I want to have success, and now I know how I'm going to have success. And maybe it was like, I don't know if they were waiting around, or they didn't think they could move, or they were feeling imbalanced, or they had to integrate some form of shadow of themselves regarding their toxic emotion or something like this. There's a newfound confidence of success that gives this person direction. They can see a way forward. This one flipped around. 9 Cups, yeah, to make me happy. What makes me happy? Emotional fulfillment. And I don't know that this person was thinking of themselves in the past or didn't know how to find their own happiness. They felt very stuck in some other sort of world here. 3 of Swords, perks. Yes. I guess that is like, I know what I did experience didn't feel good. And I know I don't want to experience any more pain and suffering. And I know how I'm going to heal myself and move towards what makes me happy. And that's with working with the universe, integrating what I needed to understand, admit whatever truths, have a breakthrough here and movement and a way forward towards this. It's out of this painful situation. 2 of Wands. Yeah, I can choose. I can decide. King of Cups in the reverse. So it feels to me, because I am feeling 2 sort of energies, okay? And like I said, for sure, for some of you guys, this is flipped. And so the one energy, and the one that I wasn't reading, is this King of Cups, which is blocked emotions here, stagnant emotions, inability to maybe communicate one's own emotions. There's a lot of pain here regarding maybe someone speaking their truth about something. It's like a block. And so this could definitely create a lot of confusion. It could create a lot of limiting sort of thoughts. Okay, and so I feel like this person that I'm channeling is saying, I have a choice. I always had a choice. I have to decide. I have to work with the universe. I have to do things differently here and move beyond where things have been sort of stagnant. If they're stagnant, if they're blocked, if they're creating pain, then I just keep sort of moving forward, which feels like a very freeing sort of energy here and a different way of doing things than this person has in the past. King of Swords. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So 2 kings and 2 queens. And the King and the Queen of Swords. So there's 2 people maybe with their own understanding of something here. I think this person is coming to their own understanding of what their own happiness looks like. And the other person, this King of Swords and this King of Cups, could have been too much more mind than heart, or too, as a matter of fact, rather than emotionally sort of allowing themselves to speak some sort of emotional truth here. But I'm really feeling now coming online, like this other person is sort of wanting to come forward. Like, also, like, I want to speak about this too. Like, yeah, both. This might be a blended pile. Thank you, Spirit, which is probably why we did another round here. It's like the other person, this King of Swords to this Queen of Swords. She's moved, or she's clear, or she's doing something here. And he's like, yeah, I also want to choose a wand here because there's been a block here emotionally that's been creating this. So I do feel there's a breakthrough with a connection between a King and a Queen of Swords, in which they're both consciously choosing differently. That's shifting this connection. It's changing from whatever was experienced, because I feel both were probably limited in their own thoughts. It's created a lot of confusion, like I said. There might have been a fantasy about what it could be, but it's like, but how do we get there? We have to sort of shake things up, or speak your truth, or have a breakthrough here, or recognize the pains, or we might be defensive, or having boundaries up, where we couldn't understand each other. There seems to be like an understanding, of each other. Maybe now with this. All right, so we're gonna see, like, what are these people gonna do as a result of these realizations? This is interesting. It seems almost like the connection is having a realization, like one person and then the other. So I'm gonna put these cards away, and then we're gonna pull like what is the implementation as a result of this. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, pile number 3. Let's take a look at what is going to be implemented as a result of these realizations. What sort of action will this person take? Now, because we saw 2 people, hopefully we can channel this clearly. Spirits, can we keep it very clear for pile 3? What's going to be implemented, integrated, acted upon as a result of these realizations? What change is about to happen based on these realizations that pile 3, this person is having? 6 Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay, it's crossed by card though. Crossed by the 4 Cups. All right. Clear and concise message for the greater and higher good of pile 3. How are these realizations shifting and changing the actions of pile 3's person? What will they do as a result of this realization? 10 Wands, 4 Pentacles. Get in there. We have these 2 cards. Okay, let's pull the oracles as well. Pile number 3, person's realizations. How will this shift their actions? What will they do as a result of this? Clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 3. All right. So we have disguised self. This came out for pile 1, I believe. Maybe 2. Now I don't remember. So it's like the shapeshifter here. Disguised self, the ninja. A ninja was like hiding themselves. Shape-shifting. Okay. Spiritual weapon. This also came out. I think this came out for pile 1. It's coming down with the spiritual weapon. Okay. So we have the 6 of Pentacles crossed by the 4 of Cups. The World card coming out again. Successful conclusion of a cycle. And we have the 2 of Swords again in the reverse. 10 of Wands. It's a card of responsibility and burden. 8 of Swords again. Limiting beliefs. Stuck in our own mental prison. 4 Pentacles. It's another sort of stuck energy with the 4 Pentacle. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles working together. The Lovers under that. Gemini energy. Temperance under that in the reverse. Sagittarius. And let's take a look at these 2 on the side. 7 of Cups again. Yes. And then the 10 of Swords. Yes. Ending a confusion. We were already picking that up. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Just let me sit here with all of this. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? Okay. Pile number 3. I do feel I was reading a lot of your guys' energy as that queen who's sort of moving on or realizing something. Okay, but like I always say, it doesn't have to be, but that's sort of how it felt here. Now I am reading that energy again. Okay, we might have to do another round, maybe, but we'll see. So we definitely tapped into it right. Whatever state of confusion was going on in that, I'm going to call it the queen. Okay, that queen, she was in some sort of state here that didn't feel good at all. This is coming to an end. And it's not through experiencing pain and suffering that we sort of have to do something. So the doing of something is definitely already sort of in motion here. And it's like identifying where this queen couldn't identify in the past, where it's like, I'm identifying what's worthy of my energy, time, effort, and what's not, what I'm going to give to and invest in and what's not. And that was coming through at the beginning of the reading where I said, I've learned, what feels good. It's like I've concluded what I know now, what doesn't feel good or what does feel good. It's like sorting through and identifying what I like, what I don't, what like that sort of thing is the 7 cups. And now that this queen is sort of clear, it's like I know now what to put it into. And what I put it into is where I invest. If I invest in anything that's emotionally unsatisfying here, if it's something that makes me feel rejected, if it's something that makes me feel like not appreciated or seen, or if it's just emotionally doesn't do it for me anymore, I'm not interested in that no more. Why would I invest in that? No. And so there seems to be something of seeing something for what it is. So her spiritual truth has come online with that mouth, magic mouth. It's like the spiritual truth is now that I can say and see the truth, whatever their truth is, of course, because we all have our truth, but it's like it's really aligned with their alignment. And it's like my aligned self can now see and understand what the truth of my situation is. And so I could sniff out any sort of energy that's trying to sort of maybe keep me sort of in a confused state, or is it authentic? If it's not authentic, my spiritual truth's gonna call it out. It's like if this ninja comes in trying to like steal my jewels, okay, obviously it's a metaphor. I could see the ninja, I could call out the ninja, but there's a shapeshifter happening here. And I also feel it's this person can shapeshift now, where maybe they felt very stuck. It's like maybe very fixed. It's like, no, I can shapeshift and work with what I have in order to free myself with my spiritual truth, because whatever I experienced here was confusing, painful, and all of the rest. And maybe someone being inauthentic here just isn't do it for me anymore. If someone's masked up, if someone's acting out of shadow, ego, fear, or something like this, or not being authentic, this has all come to an end. And so I feel like this person's done with a cycle where maybe they were investing too much, or where they were not receiving anything here that felt solid for them. It's like, I don't need to be stagnant here. I don't need to wait. I don't need to fence it. I don't need to feel like I'm stuck. It's too burdensome. It's too heavy. I had way too much responsibility investing in this thing. And this energy that was feeling almost like a prison was really mine to break free from, because nobody can hold me hostage. And so even though I might have been, like attached to some understanding here, it was like a lack mindset. If I let go, I'm going to miss out. Or I had to understand my own fear or my own confusion. And this is the only way for me to break free from something. Maybe I felt like there was some form of a safety here. It was like the devil I know, but it was at the expense of risking something. And we're seeing another mask. Okay, so disguise self, another mask. So I feel like there were untruths that were sort of on display here. If this person were to sort of stay stagnant and stuck, and it could be because remember we saw that King of Swords. It's like this person, the queen, could have been carrying the burden for both people, because sometimes the Six of Pentacles is like we're the ones sort of, the ones carrying the weight, because we're the ones that are generous. We're the ones that are invested. We're the ones that are offering our service. We're the ones sort of carrying the responsibility of the cost. And I do feel it was either emotional cost, because the King of Cups was in reverse. And so this emotional heaviness or this cost of investment here became sort of yeah, like no longer doing it for me, and feeling even emotionally sort of numb at this whole thing, because we could get very numb when we're carrying the cost of an emotional weight here, a responsibility of another, another who is stuck, another who is blocked, another who won't sort of, I don't know, like move from their comfort zone, or they're withholding, they're too stuck. And so I feel like there were two mindsets here that were in Eight Swords, but all we can sort of control is ourselves. And so what is this queen going to do? She's like, this king has been stuck, or has been withholding, or has been too held back, or has been in this comfort zone. It's too much for me to keep investing. I feel rejected. I feel like my rejection, maybe, or my despondency here in the situation, is something I can only do something about. And the choice is mine. Again, with the decision that I couldn't do in the past. So if I want to get regulated, if I want to move beyond this thing, then what I have to do is I have to see that the choice is mine. And I feel like what this person wants to do is certainly be able to work together towards a solution here. And I do feel this does create a workable solution, because I'm feeling two energies. Again, that King of Swords, who I also feel is mirroring some form of distortion here. Okay. And I do feel like these two people could come together here to work together, because what I do feel is like whatever was supposed to be balanced or healed, whatever was supposed to be seen or spoken, whatever spiritual truth was supposed to clobber this inauthenticity, whatever pain was supposed to sort of come to an end based on an experience of confusion, this whole thing has happened in order for them to come out of this transitionary state, out of this prison, in order for them to choose love, to choose to work together, to choose to collaborate and overcome any obstacle. Because the Three Pentacle for me is the card of counseling. So it's like, what's counseling? It could be physical counseling, but it's like we can overcome our challenge. We can work through any problem or any difficulty here if we work together. And here they're sharing this moon. Again, I feel like the moon was shared. So it was like the confusion was shared. Maybe both people sort of had shadowy stuff here. They were sharing their fears, and they were enacting in fear, which is meaning they were acting out of their Eight Swords. So I was acting out of an Eight Swords. You were acting out of an Eight Swords, and it kept us stuck. And both of us were sort of sitting at a stalemate. And we could sit at stalemate sort of, forever here if we keep blaming the other, or saying this person has got to do. But it's like, no, the only thing we got to do is ourselves. We got to make decisions for ourselves. We got to change and shift energy ourselves. So I feel like someone, the queen, most likely I feel, because that's how we started, says, I don't want to sit stagnant. I have the ability to choose. I can see where we were both sort of staying stuck, Maybe we were both like unbudgeable here. It's like, no, I'm right, And I do feel that this creates a balance that wasn't there before. Because I feel like the king senses this queen sort of shifting, because where she was once maybe overly invested is not doing it. She became too overly burdened here. He's like, let me sort of pick up the other side of this thing here by showing up or collaborating or choosing, because we see the two here. So they're both sort of having to choose. And look, yeah, they both have masks here. It looks like masks, their face. So I don't know. There's a lot of mirroring here. There's a lot of both of these people choosing differently based on an experience here. And I feel like could have been whatever was imbalanced here was the cause of the confusion. It was like really felt. It was the burden. It was the heaviness. It was the pain. This is the thing that's coming to an end. The imbalance, the thing that needed to be healed, the thing that we sort of really believed that was limiting. It was really like a lack mindset, and it was keeping us stagnant and stuck. Again, with that green poison energy, Hierophant. So what do we value? What do we want to commit to? What have we learned from this experience? I feel like there's a lot of learning from an experience that was very painful for these two. but I feel like they are learning and they are like available to work together. So I want to close this reading out because I feel like we might be just missing something, which you need to know. Okay, like I said, I do feel a lot of you guys could be this queen. My back is telling me. Let's just close this out. I don't know. Let's pull 3 cards. Spirit, what is it that pile 3 needs to know? Ace of Swords, the truth. Clarity is coming from that 7. Cups we saw. Exactly. Look, it's the queen, and she has this umbrella. So she's protected. She is walking towards truth and clarity and honesty, but she's forging her own way. New beginning in truth through adversity. Okay, 2 of Wands. Yeah, through deciding. She's the one who's going to do things different now because she sees. It's like the truth is more important. I no longer want to, I don't know, maybe wear the mask. Like the spiritual truth is that I could see the illusion of the mask of who we were pretending to be, or admit the truth of who this person was to me or looking to me, but they were sort of shifting and changing. Yeah, 2 Wands decision. Good. So we're no longer choosing the wand of comfort, but we're choosing the wand that pushes us outside of our comfort zone towards change, towards a new beginning, because of the pain and the suffering and the discomfort here. Yeah, choosing. Lovers. Beautiful. So destined path. Okay, conscious. Very conscious, this person. Yeah. Page of Swords again. Truth. A new beginning. Communication. And look, the King of Swords is right behind her. I couldn't even make this up. Couldn't. I don't know why you guys go anywhere else for your 411. 611? 1111? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, Linda's ego. So, King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This King of Swords is the counterpart to the person I read. It's right behind her. There's a realization coming online. I could see and understand as well this truth because you've revealed the truth. You've mirrored the truth. Okay, that's what this King of Swords is saying. Of course, flip the role. The truth is we could see beyond our own ego, our own disguise. And our disguise was created by the 8 swords, and it was creating a stalemate. And so because you've seen the truth, you hold the truth, you walk with the truth, and you decide it's the truth. Now I can see my own truth. And so let's talk about this. So let's have a conversation. I want to understand. I want to learn more about what you know. And now I'm open to the 3 Pentacle because the Page of Swords is willing to learn and understand. It's the beginning stages of getting clear themselves because I thought I knew something maybe, and what I did know was an 8 swords. What I did know was maybe an untruth. What I did know was maybe, my own logic, which was again, not coinciding with yours or creating this confusion with you. And you said, screw it. I'm choosing to make my own path based on my own truth. I'm protected here. I'm going to walk through it, regardless if it feels fearful, because I got to move beyond the 4 Pentacle and let go of whatever I was clinging to or my security, to choose love and walk towards my path. And if it's meant to be, I know I'll hear from you, or I know that you'll see the truth eventually. It's like, yes. And I think this King of Swords sees it instantly. It's like, I want to talk to you. I want to see it. I want to understand it. I could see what you're doing here. And it resonates with my truth here. So I feel like this is very spiritual. I feel like the spiritual weapon came down at the right time to create this beautiful shift, with the World card. So something's ended, which is the confusion. I feel like a lot of the pain is ended. I feel like a lot of the games or sneakiness with the ninja and the shape shifting and all of that. It's like now it's clear, or at least it's getting clear because she's walking towards clarity. And even though it's like, coming out of the 7 cups, still coming out of the confusion, it's still not like completely been talked about yet. And still not together yet because we're walking this path. We're choosing this. But what's on this other side? Spirit's not showing what's on the other side for all of you guys is definitely different. It could be we go separate ways. It could be we decide to whatever. But the 3 Pentacles, we're actually willing to work together to come to some form of agreement, some form of decision, but not from fake or ego or mask, but from actual truth, from actual dialogue, from actual understandings that we could share and decide, and both of us sort of decide for ourselves rather than be fearful or pick which direction we were going based on our own 8 swords, which was only keeping us in sort of stalemate and pain and suffering here. Yeah, so pile number 3. Wow, that's great. The reading, I think I'm going to need to go not to read for a while. That really hurt my head for some reason. I hope this helped you guys, though. I love you guys so much. If you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. And if I didn't name the signs here, we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini very strong here. Okay? I love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. All right. Bye-bye.